everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to start out by pressure washing the tractor and liquid manure tank. I pulled them up in front of the parlor here because I want to pre-soak them all, and I'm going to do that with the fire hose. The pressure washer does a really good job with high pressure, but there's not a lot of volume, so to properly soak this thing I'm going to do it with the fire hose. Never really done this before. We're going to try it out today. We got a pretty good start cleaning that tank and the tractor, but we got to take a break from that because we got to AI 2 cows in the freestall barn here. Pretty lucky actually. The two that I need to AI literally right at the front of the barn. We got 1153 and 1392. So it doesn't always happen that it's that convenient. They're both locked up at the front of the barn, but we'll quickly inseminate those and we can get back to the tank. Those 2 cows were AI'd, went pretty quick. It would suck to soak this thing, do a good job of that, and then leave it for an hour and have it completely dry off. But it looks like it's pretty good still. I think we're gonna hop straight on top of the tank, clean the top off now. Well, it's a clean tank and a clean MX285 to go with it. We're gonna go drop that tank off in our shed at the outer farmyard. You always gotta start driving really slowly after you clean a piece of equipment. It's super muddy where we wash it off. There's a bunch of mud on the tires. If you just rip out of here full tilt right off the bat, you're just gonna make everything a mess again. So gotta try and avoid that. Got the tractor with the tank in the shed ready to drop it off, but I made one stupid little fail. Pressure washed everything, did a pretty good job. And then one thing I noticed, this handle here, it's still covered in cow crap. It's the one thing I missed. It's always something. That was my sister Miriam. She's bringing the seed truck out to the drill, which is in the field. I'm gonna pick her up, then we're gonna head back to the farm and grab the other truck, which is our fertilizer truck. We're just trying to keep the drill service, bring all the seed and fertilizer to our mechanic Brent, who is putting barley in the ground right now, so he can keep going.
How's it going?
Good.
Gotta make sure to put on my seatbelt with you driving.
That's a good idea. Got the truck pulled up to the fertilizer bins, which are the two that are the same height. Usually we'll have 2 different blends of fertilizer in them. One for canola, one for the cereals like wheat and barley. But this year we're just planting straight barley. We got to build up our forage reserves, make a lot of silage for the dairy. Last summer was too dry, so we're just planting every acre that we got to alfalfa or barley, and maybe a little bit of winter rye as well. We got burned way too hard on canola last year. Brent put some solenoids at the back of the trucks here so that he can control the doors from the top of the tank when he's filling. Pretty genius. He's got a little remote that he holds on to. It's wireless, and he can just open the doors from the top of the tank. Just had lunch. We had some steaks for Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms out there. Shout out to my mom and my Oma in Holland, and my Beppa, who's here in Canada as well. So you say grandma in Dutch, Oma, and Beppa is from Friesland. So anyway, we're gonna lift this pump out. We're gonna lift the pipe up and drain it out into the pit as well. Get her done. Another spring, pulling the pump away from the lagoon. Pump is ready to be washed. We'll see when we get to that. Shouldn't be too long, probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Got a bit of time before milking, so we're gonna head out to the field, get the drone in the air, and check out the drill. You guys just saw the drill there in the field. We're putting barley in right now. The field that I'm standing in right now though is the field that we spread all of the Corel manure on, the solid manure for this spring. And you can really tell just by how much trash there is everywhere. There's quite a bit of straw covering the soil, which has been super advantageous to us because it's allowed a lot of the moisture to stay in the ground. It looks like all the manure that we spread kind of insulates the soil and locks the moisture in this lighter sand really good. This is also that field that we spread all of the liquid manure on last summer. So it made a crust on there, and it seems to work really good at keeping the moisture in the soil, which is awesome. What's unique about this quarter section behind me, 160 acres, is we want to get it established to alfalfa. So what we did, so we can still get a crop off of it this year, we first planted some barley, and that went at about 1.5 inches deep, and then we skimmed some alfalfa on the top afterwards again. So we covered this field twice with the drill. First the barley, it's a way bigger, tougher seed with a lot more energy, so you can plant that thing a lot deeper. I'm pretty sure you can plant barley almost 2 inches deep, and it'll still come up out of the ground. Whereas if you did that with alfalfa, it's just too small of a seed, it doesn't have the energy, and it's not gonna come up out of the ground. So what you can do is, you plant that barley deep, and then go over it another time, over top of it, and plant some alfalfa. So that's what this field is gonna be. It's gonna hopefully be 160 acres of really nice alfalfa next summer. You can always hope, I guess. Seeding should go pretty quick and smooth this year because we are only planting the one crop of barley, a little bit of alfalfa, a little bit of winter rye, but I'd say about 85% of the fields are gonna be barley. So easy peasy, there's nothing wrong with that. We're gonna head back to the farm because I gotta milk cows this afternoon. Group 1 is about to come into the holding area, and then we'll turn the milking system on and get the first cows hung under. Look at that, normally the cows just come right up into the parlor, but because I have a camera right there, they're all scared. We got the first 2 lines completely hung under. I'm gonna head down to the basement and check it out. We always wanna look down there after the first 2 lines of every milking are hung under, just to make sure there's no milk going on the ground, make sure the filter was put on properly. So right here is the receiver jar, the milk pump, the filter, and the plate cooler. We got to take this off at the end of every single milking. If you don't put that on properly, it's just gonna spill beside it. And I've come down here one time and it was doing exactly that. So we just come down here every time and make sure that the milk is staying in the pipe where it should be and making its way all the way to the milk tank. Everything's looking good down here though, so we'll head back up there and continue to milk the cows. We're always, you know, solving the world's issues right here in this milking parlor. So I figured I'd let you guys in on a little bit about that. Today's discussion is pretty simple, not gonna lie. It has to do with these milking gloves. I would say that they're blue, but my sister Neline here has a different opinion.
You said they were purple.
No, I think they're blue. They're definitely blue.
Well,
what color did you say they were?
I said they were periwinkle blue.
Periwinkle blue.
Yes.
You see, I never heard of that before, and I don't know about that. That's pretty complicated. I'd say these things are blue, man.
Have you taken an art class in your life ever?
Art?
Art.
Yeah, when I was like in grade 2, man.
They don't introduce periwinkle in grade 2, Jan.
No, it makes sense. I think it's a fake color, man.
It's not fake. Nice.
We just finished up milking and I'm now going to grab the case wheel loader, which we cleaned in the last video, pull it up into the shop here, and we are gonna do a quick little service on it, just grease it, and then we're also gonna vacuum out the cab because the cab got so dirty when we were cleaning out those corrals. There's not really anything you can do about that. You're going in and out, walking through the mud with your boots, and you gotta jump into that wheel loader every time. So we'll just clean it out now. That's the floor in our case loader, and we're just gonna be using our cordless Milwaukee vacuum cleaner. This thing is literally one of the handiest Milwaukee tools that we got. You just flick the switch here, turns the vacuum on. You can take it wherever you want. This thing is genius. Let's get to it. Well, it's a lot cleaner than it was before. We took all the loose crap out of there. Could almost mop the floor in that thing, but I'm not gonna do that this evening. The last thing we're gonna do is grease it, and then we'll park it back in the shed. Well, we're all done for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.